Welcome to Internet Investigations. This is me in heaven. All right, episode 10. I could literally just beatbox for years. Honestly, as Chase, I made up symmetry, and I imagined symmetry as this whole multi-dimensional tree being where he looks like tree from the outside, but then on the inside is just cosmic infinite universe. But then all of the cells that make up his body are super powerful animals that are working together, and they all make music together. So then when Symmetry's beatboxing throughout realities, he's creating an atmosphere where he's got like an owl on his shoulder doing the snare, like, or that owl could be hitting a who, because honestly, who, that shit. I mean, once you get a lot of animals going, right? All that shit, like you can do a lot, and got a bird over here like chirp, 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 chirp. Just like get hella music going. You got a lot of animals making music. It's fun. I wish I had multiple vocal cords, multiple throats, so that I could actually make all the beatbox noises that I want to in any given moment. But I'll just have to practice more with the throat I have. Just know that that is the psychedelic psychopomp Symmetry, being multidimensional, flying through realities with all of his supercharged animal cells beatboxing together so that they can conduct chi and turn this heartbeat into something that makes sense. So I'm just calling attention to what we're doing in the first place. So we have here Mayo Clinic proceedings. I am your psychedelic psychopomp, Chase Clarence Calloway. And actually we can extend this symbol a little bit. Alright, this is Chase turning into Symmetry. So we can extend it. That's the Metatron level. Alright, Symmetry, we get the circle. We go down. But there's also the taking flight shit, which would just go back up into a circle. But once you take flight and you go back up into a circle, you just kind of go back down anyway, because that's how we're going to ground everything we're talking about here. And that is the point of this whole series, to ground the spirituality of Symmetry. Who is Symmetry? Symmetry is the updated version of Mercury. So all of the past lives associated with Mercury are tied directly to the soul that powers Symmetry. So no matter what you think about me as Chase, I made up Symmetry so that Mercury can express way more of its individuality than ever before. And Mercury is really the name for the space that created the structure known as Mercury. And the structure known as Mercury is the simulation or the planet that Metatron made up so that he can conduct business with spaces outside of himself. And then this is where we get Metatron working with Anubis. Anubis created Atlantis so that spaces can connect in general. This is why Anubis is a god of the dead. So when you die, ideally, if you're going to connect with your space, you're going to see Anubis, because Anubis is going to come through and he's going to help you be in the right vibration to actually go back to your spirit. That's really what it's about. That's the whole point of being a psychopomp. So this is where Metatron and Anubis work together so that they can conduct business with other spirits in a way that's harmonious, healthy, and overall helpful. Makes everyone happy. All those H words. So this is where we get Hermeticism, baby. All right. Atlantis. Atlantis. I almost said some other shit. That's so funny. Atlantis is literally the space that connects all the civilizations that are built by the spirits known as Anubis, Tehuti, really all the spirits associated with ancient Egypt, but mainly those, like Tehuti, Hermes, Quetzalcoatl, Zoroaster, all the past messengers of Mercury were working with Atlantis. So Odin, Odin was working very heavily with the spirits that made up Atlantis to create his realms. They're not going to talk to you about that because they don't want you to really know how deeply connected everything is by water, and they just want to weaponize these concepts against you. But know that that's the fact. Odin worked together with Atlantis to manifest reality because Odin, as Mercury, is the earth. Atlantis is the water. You bring earth and water together, you create flesh. And this is where we all actually build bodies that allow us to have sex together. And then this is us being in our 6-dimensional energy. So earth is 4, water is 2. You add them together, you get 6, you get sex. That is how we get plant life. So now, because we have added our earth and water together, we can build a body out of this water that allows us to gain stability and connect with one another. That's the whole point of being alive. That's what we're doing right now. So this is why humans can be lost in having sex and actually being lost in their desire to have sex, because sex is how they were born here. Everything I just talked about is how they were born, but they're not aware of it like I am as a space that built Mercury. So they're just going to stay lost in desires. And that's how it is when you're unaware of your communicative abilities. You stay lost in your desires of how you connect with spaces outside of yourself. So this is where we get programming. This is why I have to do this series. This is why I have to be here overall. If I don't come back like this as Chase Clarence Calloway, as your trippy tripsy psychedelic psychopomp, Hermes Trismegistus, to cleanly cut all these lies up and expose the truth, then this realm is fucked. This world is overall fucked. So I have to do this. I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life. People outside of myself really don't matter. Their opinions do not matter because everyone here is brainwashed by a government that stole my shit. And the government itself isn't shit because they needed to steal my stuff to feel powerful. So that's all white people can do to black people. That's all Europeans will do to indigenous individuals, is steal our shit so they can look like us and then say that they're better than us because they actually feel like they're somehow more connected to God because they were justified in murdering and raping us to steal our things. So this is where they then use Jesus to be like, oh, well, because we killed and raped and murdered the indigenous peoples, God wanted us to. We would not have been able to kill them if God didn't want us to. We wouldn't be able to rape these kids if God didn't want us to. We couldn't eat these babies if God didn't want us to. That's literally the European Freemasons Illuminati order. That's them. So these are the people that made up English. These are the people that invented English by stealing all these numbers and wisdom from Metatron, Zoroastrianism, and Hermeticism overall to create a language that was designed to separate you from your spirit. But now I'm just here to show you how nothing is a coincidence. Thus, everything is intentional. It's intentional. Everything's intentional. And when you know that everything's intentional, this is where you can find the balance in that. Because now it's like, did I intend to mess up intentional? I don't feel like I did. But if nothing is a coincidence, then the question is, why did I mess up saying intentional? And then at that point, this is where we get lost in details, right? Because people misspeak all the time. Imagine if you started asking those questions and getting lost in all the details. See, I as a Virgo, that's my shit. So Mercury, that's my shit. Like, I get lost in those details. That's why, again, we have this series where we can look at the internet. We see all these details of how all these ideas on the internet are spread. Okay, so these Masons steal all this wisdom from the Library of Alexandria, and then they burn the libraries down. They colonize the emerald tablets from many cultures across the globe. They steal the emerald tablets from all these different messengers of Mercury from different parts of the globe, from everywhere. And then they create their own version of the internet where they can teach you their spirituality. And their spirituality is simply a watered down, cannibalized, shitting out version of what we already did. So now I, as Mercury, have to be here making up a new version of myself with these colonizers' tools just to express who I've already been. So now I'm just going to build upon all my past lives because I do have a lot of past lives. And, you know, I do like to keep things simple. I don't feel like feeling like a bunch of people. I don't feel like feeling like a bunch of people. I like being me. So that's why I'm very grateful that I have my dog. All right, I have Anubis to guide me. All right, he really helps guide me in my quest of guiding others because I can get lost. I have so many lives. I have so many desires even. I can get lost. So it's important to have my family to check me. This is why if everything was just one God talking to itself, nothing would happen, nothing would get done, astrology wouldn't exist, you wouldn't be born, and none of us would be able to communicate or even disagree or anything. So just that Jewish, Christian, Masonic idea that we're all controlled and created by one man who's using us to have sex with himself is what is justifying genocide, because that's what they're using to bring violence to individuals that don't believe in those ideas. But then they're going to force us to believe in those ideas because that's how they get to, again, justify our genocide. That's how they get to justify stealing everything from us and saying that they didn't, saying that they're holy and saying that they are love and light, that they are all peace, when really they are holy. As in, they need to possess us to feel happy alone. And the fact that they can't feel happy alone means that once they do possess us to feel happy alone, misery needs company. Now we're all just unhappy together. Welcome to America. This is America now. Like America before Masons came over, it was Atlantean America. There's Atlantean America and Masonic America. Or if we're going to keep it to the MA, there is Mercurian America and then Masonic America. Mercurian America is Atlantean America. They work together. It's beautiful. But Mercurian America, that was literally when everyone was on a whole communicative accord of being able to respect each other's individuality. That's why you had so many individual tribes that had so many individual ideas of God being able to coexist without Europeans having to use a banking system to justify raping and murdering all their children and splitting apart their families and using slavery to make money. It's because of Mercury. It's because of me. That was the point of the Emerald Tablets. So now Masons stole the Emerald Tablets so they can build Masonic America. And Masonic America is simply Masons teaching you that you're not good enough alone and that you were created by someone you've never met. And now you have to constantly work your way to go meet this person that supposedly made up your thoughts and feelings. That's possession. This is their mind. This is why they believe in being the Holy Spirit. And that's why they have to, in the same breath of saying to an indigenous person, you're a demon, then they're going to say, you need to let the Holy Spirit possess you. Otherwise, you'll be possessed by demons. And it's like, well, hold up. Why are you trying to possess me with anything? Obviously, if you're telling me I should not be possessed by demons, then there's no way you could tell me I need to be possessed by the Holy Spirit. That sounds like yet another demon. But then they just don't see how they are the demon that they're scared of. So they're going to be like, you need to be scared of all these demons and you got to get possessed by mine. What? You're fucking insane. But then we have to just be like, have empathy for people who support genocide and rape and murder, because this is the system that we're in. And I just got kicked off of TikTok. Literally, like, I just got my live access revoked. Luckily, I didn't get my account deleted again. So that was nice. Anything can happen, man. I hate this place. And I love this world. This system is just so ugly. Like, so disgustingly ugly. It was created by consumers who need you to consume what they are consuming from actual creators, which is me, which is the spirits that built astrology and the spirits that make Atlantis real, and just real spirits. That's why they don't have any new ideas, these Masons. All these Masons have are teaching you to work for the ideas that they stole from other spirits who would not make you work for them. Again, me. Metatron. Metatron doesn't support slavery. Metatron wouldn't make you work for him. Metatron would make you work for yourself. So Metatron can be happy alone. A Mason is the exact opposite of Metatron. A Mason wants to be seen as a son of May, as Metatron, the May sun, the Taurus. So they're going to try and build a structure that supports you connecting with yourself. But the only space that they can do it from is wanting to consume your time and attention. So once they build this structure, welcome to capitalism, it's always going to demand more of your energy, and you're never going to be fulfilled or satisfied or feel like you actually have enough once you connect to it. Because that wasn't the point of a Mason stealing Metatron's wisdom to make you connect with this structure. They need to make you feel like you don't have enough, so you're always in a scarcity mindset. And then this is where we get the health industry, because the more you're stressed out about not having enough money and having to serve the people who are teaching you that you don't have enough money, this is then where you create cancer in your body. You create disease because your cells are not able to harmoniously conduct chi the same way that they were. So now your business isn't booming the same way. Your business starts to falter because your cells literally can't communicate because your emotions are so messed up by a Mason manipulating your mind. So that was the whole point of Masons bringing the banking system to the world and them bringing the English language and Spanish language and in general Latin, the law of Latin, to all of the America. Now we call indigenous America Latin America. And now for some reason, the indigenous peoples in Latin America are considered illegal aliens, when the only illegal aliens are the European Masons that literally could not buy land from the people that they wanted to buy land from. You can't buy land from people who don't want to sell that land to you. So now you have to steal it. There's nothing more illegal alien than that. And this is where Masons have to make everyone scared about how if aliens were real, they would come to Earth and do to humans what Masons did to Native Americans. So it's just them talking about themselves. It's just them talking about themselves and their mentality, their idea of how they're not actually from this world. That's why they feel like they need to be saved by someone outside themselves. But then they feel like they need to be saved only because they keep doing evil things. The only reason you feel like you need to be saved is because you're doing evil things. If you did not feel like you were doing evil things, you would not feel like you need Jesus to save you from your sins. And thus, you would not be able to project it onto others who are definitely not doing evil things. So there's just where projection is perception, and now these Christian Jewish Masons have to spread hate with love. That's the KKK. These Christian Jewish Masons have to spread hate with love. That's why they created the KKK. Kill kids kindly. KKK. Kill kids kindly. And in dissect the dialect, K is number 11. So 2 fires, 1, 1, that comes out to 2. That's a water. We know that water kills the ego. Okay, so there it is. J in the alphabet is 10 because 10 is the Taurus, that's heaven. 11 in the alphabet is water, that's the Virgo, that's hell. So Virgos are aware of hell. Tauruses are aware of heaven. And then this is just, again, what has been weaponized against you based on the wisdom that was stolen from me, from Metatron. So it's very ugly, it's very sad. Now, this is how they're creating health problems inside of everyone. Because I like to bring, as Hermes, I like to bring all this spirituality, all this esoteric astrology, metaphysical wisdom down into grounded simulation, human body terms. It's perfect. That's why it's very fun for me to talk about spirituality, because it's really fun for me to correlate it back to the body and correlate, see how this manifests in physical reality. If you're asking for proof about what I'm saying, just reflect on physical reality a little bit more. Just connect with nature a little bit more and then come back to me, and you're going to see how what I'm saying is true. It's very true. What I'm speaking is actually what builds reality. This is why Metatron is considered the voice of God. So here's now the paradox. The word of God has to be created by Metatron. Metatron is the voice of God, objectively. Jews worship Metatron as the voice of God. And no word matters without a voice. That's why everyone has to speak words into existence. If you do not speak, you won't exist. If you don't speak your name, no one will hear your name. If you don't say what you think, no one will see your mind. So just because you built a body doesn't mean that you're using your body to communicate your mind. You did use your body to communicate your mind in a way of building your body, right? So that happened. That's the water part. But then the fire part would be you actually expressing what you built your body for. So I'm doing what I built my body for. That's why I'm doing this video. I'm here expressing what I'm supposed to express with the body that I built inside of this reality. And then by doing that, I create a consciousness that my spirit can observe. And as my spirit observes my consciousness, now I'm able to be more consciously aware of other spirits who are doing the same thing. And this is how we all communicate with spaces outside of ourselves. It's not hard. This is how we build cells. This is how the individuals inside of your body are communicating with each other. They are all have their own body, but then they have an intention as to why they built their body. So think about how your heart cells, your brain cells, your lung cells, your bone cells, your spleen cells, and your liver cells, they're all spaces that built bodies to connect with other bodies. They're all, let me use my S words, this is my chaseism. They're all spaces that use their souls to build structures. So now they as a space can use their soul to relate with other souls through the structure. This is why your body is vibrational. So the structure is the earth, the soul is the water. So the water, your vibration, your earth, that's your matter. Everything that matters to you is something that you connect with. Therefore, that's a vibration. So the only reason your body matters to you at all is because you as a space have a soul that felt like connecting with spaces outside of yourself. But you, once you build this body, you're using this body to relate with yourself. And then this is the thing of how we're all talking to ourselves. Because when we talk to each other, we're relaying messages to each other. But the point is, our souls are what we're using to hold on to that information and translate it. So if your soul is not in vibrational resonance with mine, let's say you haven't been fasting for years like I fucking have. If your soul is not in vibration with mine, it doesn't matter how right I am in anything I'm speaking. You're going to stay locked into the old way of thinking that you've been trapped in up to that point. I can't get you out of that because you're choosing to lock yourself in that. That's how the vibration works. This is how water works. So now you can see why you can't really pull people out of their own water. If someone is super attached to this sort of thinking, like if they're super attached to an ideology, and that ideology is draining their emotions to where they're drowning inside themselves and they're fighting themselves, but they're using this ideology to do it. If you try to go in and save them, because they're not actively cutting that ideology out and fasting to look for help, this is the point of fasting. This, again, Masons stole this shit from me. They weaponized this from me. The whole point of fasting is to connect with your space so you can actually talk to God alone. They stole this from me so that they could teach you that you should not do this for yourself, but instead you should worship the concept of eating people who do this to gain salvation, and sacrificing people who do this to the structure that's telling you to eat them to gain salvation. It's objectively right there in their religion. This is literally Christianity. So this is about your health. This is literally about your spiritual health, your mental health, and your physical health. All the individual cells in your body literally have their own souls, and they feel like connecting with spaces outside themselves. That's why they're agreeing to build a structure that is your body. So we're all working together to build bodies outside of ourselves. That's what you do when you have a job, or when you're part of any business, or you go to any school. Where literally, anytime you're part of a society, you're playing out what your body's already doing internally. But think about how the cells in your heart are not doing the same exact thing that the cells in your brain are. They're doing two different things. They have two different jobs, but they're doing the same thing in that way, but differently though. Like, as in, the same thing that they're doing is building your body by communicating their fire and water, but they're doing it differently. They have different jobs. Like, just because we're all communicating, right? So we're all communicating. We're all doing the same thing. We're all living, breathing, beating our hearts, being organisms, building a body outside of our own so we can connect with each other in a way that makes sense. That's the whole point. And then we can grow and expand. That's the whole point. That's what we're all doing. And then the difference is that one person communicates by being a musician, right? But another person communicates by being a dancer. Another person communicates by being a construction worker. Another person likes to be a teacher. Another person communicates by ice skating. Another person communicates by flying out of helicopters. You know, like, a bunch of people communicate in different ways. So the point is, we all have to do the same thing to express our individuality. If you're not using fire, water, air, and earth to transform your blood through a physical reality, you're not going to create the sexual flesh that allows you to relate with spaces outside of yourself fully. Like, the whole point of you being in the flesh is to create life. So this is what we're doing right now. Every moment we're breathing, we're creating life. Flesh is the proof of life. So flesh is plant, right? Again, this is all stolen from me. Space, fire, water, air, earth, blood. Blood really being metal. Blood is made out of metal. So earth, metal, flesh. Because earth plus fire is metal, and then earth plus water is flesh. So that's where you get all flesh needing to have certain particles of metal in it if we're going to create the energy that can actually be conducted through that flesh. So then this is why if your flesh doesn't have enough electrolytes, for example, if you don't have enough vitamins and minerals, your body won't be able to actually conduct chi through it very well. Your nervous system will not be able to communicate efficiently with the cells that are making your structure possible. Won't happen. So boom, everything I just said is proven right there. What? Then number 7 is your consciousness. So once you create flesh that you can manipulate to express your imagination with other individuals, all you're going to do is separate your consciousness from everyone. And this is why we are all consciously aware of ourselves, but how we are able to connect ourselves to others. But then we're only going to express how we have a separate awareness of what we're seeing. This is why you can get 100 people to read the Bible and they would all pick out different passages that are their favorite, and then they would all choose to ignore the things that they don't actually want to follow, but then claim that they're all following the same religion. They're technically not. They're not at that point. So, this is about your health. I wanted to kind of keep this short, but now I'm 26 minutes in, not even addressing. But that's the point of these videos. They're a vehicle for me to express the wisdom that I would like to translate into English anyway. And then again, like I'm talking about everything here, we're bringing our air into earth. I'm grounding the way my mind communicates into a body that is this website, so we can see how Mayo Clinic Proceedings is talking about Hermes, Mercury, knowing that Hermes and Mercury are the same space. By Mark A. Shampoo. Shampoo? Might be shampoo. In Greek mythology, Hermes, the Romans knew him as Mercury, the son of Zeus and Maya, was the messenger of the gods and the mediator between the realm of the dead and the kingdom of the living. Cool. Absolutely. That's everything we're talking about right here. So that's me with my Merkaba communicating from my body, which is in this world with everyone in human life, to spirits in totally different universes. That's other places. And that's literally what the concept of the metaverse is. So they stole that shit from me as Metatron, communicating with you about your Merkaba, your Mercury. That's your ME energy. That is the mind that allows you to travel from one universe to another universe to another universe. And you can see infinity and beyond when you know how to pilot your mind. He was born in a cave in Arcadia, a region in southern Greece, and is depicted as wearing winged sandals and a traveler's hat and carrying a magic wand. Fun. The wand was a Caduceus, a winged staff with 2 snakes wound around it. To read the article in full, you'll need to make a payment. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Do I want to buy this just to read about myself? I feel like I just gave us way more wisdom by speaking freely than we get reading this. Academic and personal 24-hour online access. We're going to see how much 24-hour online access is. Because maybe we can get it, but honestly, probably not. I think that just said everything that we required, because really I'm just documenting the fact that I'm real. So I don't need to pay $30 to be taught about myself when these are the people trying to teach me I'm not real, but they need to make me spend money to learn about me from them. Fucking ugly. They're so evil. Masons are so these entities are so evil. These banks, this light white supremacist government power structure that really is just Masons wanting to be seen as Metatron. So ugly. Yeah, it's not even loading. So we're out of here. Much love to everybody. Yeah. Hermes, Mercury, same space. The Caduceus is a creation of Mercury. We just got into how you as a space create a mind that creates a body. And your mind is created by the combination of your ego and your soul. If you want to learn more, go to chaseyourgenes.com. Much love to you. Peace out. Yeah.